Hello, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for stopping by. Today we'll be learning about circles, arcs, and sectors. This video is the first in the four-part series. This first part will be learning about the basic parts of the circle and how we come about the formula or the formulae we'll be using to solving questions. Please stay tuned and let's get right into it. Have you subscribed yet? Please do subscribe. Thank you. Now here we have a circle and some of its parts have been labeled. Now the very first one I want to talk about is the center of the circle. This dot here, the green dot here, is representing the center of this circle. And from the center of the circle, we have lines coming up. If the line emanates at the center and ends up at the circumference of the circle, that means at the edge of the circle, it is referred to as the radius. Whereas if the line starts at the edge of the circle, that is the circumference of the circle, passes through the center and goes back to the edge of the circle again, we say this line is called the diameter. Okay, so the radius is half of the diameter. Now, the arc is a portion of the circumference of the circle. It's just like a part of the circumference of the circle, not the full part, but a little portion of it. Now, the portion of the circumference is defined by the angle at the center here. So this theta is the angle that determines how wide your arc is or how long your arc is. Also, this shaded portion in green is referred to as a sector. A sector is a part of a circle bounded by two radii and an arc. All right, so your sector is a portion of a circle bounded by two radii and an arc. Now, there are several things we could be asked to do with our circle. First thing, we could be asked to find the perimeter of the circle. Another name for the perimeter of the circle will be its circumference. The formula for that is 2 pi r. Okay, pi here being the constant. We're going to talk about pi in a bit. Now, if we are asked to find the area of the circle, the formula to use is pi r squared. Some students mix up these two, but please note when you're finding area, you know you are multiplying a length by itself or two lengths. Okay, so that's why area is the one that has pi r squared, while perimeter, you're just measuring a distance. So you're going to have just one measurement there. That's why we have just r there. All right, now the length of an arc, remember I said earlier that the length of the arc, that your arc is just a portion of the circumference of the circle, and it's the theta that determines what portion it is. So length of arc will be theta over 360 times 2 pi r. Okay, while the area of a sector is going to be theta over 360. Again, because the sector is created by that two radii and an arc there. So it's going to be theta over 360 times pi r squared. In certain questions, you could be asked for the perimeter of the sector. Remember, we said it is created by two radii and an arc. So all you need to do is to add up the entire the three lengths there. That is the two radii and the length of arc. So your formula will be 2r plus theta over 360 times 2 pi r. Now we need to dwell a little bit on the pi we'll be using. Pi is a constant. All right, it is an irrational number. We cannot write down all the values, all the decimal places in pi. So we use an approximation. The only acceptable approximation as far as the IGCSE mathematics curriculum is concerned is 3.142. This is usually clearly stated on the front cover of the question paper. So for your pi, if you want to approximate, you just use 3.142. Better still, just use your calculator value. Please note, this is critically important. The only acceptable pi is either 3.142 or your calculator value. All right, now that we have gone through the basic parts of the circle and the kind of formula we might be needing, we'll be getting into the questions in a bit. Stay tuned. Have you subscribed yet? Please do. See you in the next video where we'll be looking at exam style questions on circles, arcs, and sectors.